Hello Bloomington, I'm Mayor Tim Busse, and this is the Council Minute for the week of July 6th. If you've been watching our council meetings since March, you know that we start every council meeting with an update from our Public Health Division on the COVID-19 pandemic and how it's affecting Bloomington. This week, our Deputy Public Health Administrator, Dr. Nick Kelly, spent some time walking through the latest science and evidence-based data about how the disease is spread and who's affected. In Bloomington, the average age for positive tests is 30 years old. That means that COVID-19 is moving around the community and affecting people both young and old. It isn't simply isolated to senior living facilities. Our conversation then turned to face coverings. My colleagues and I on the City Council have been hearing from a lot of you about your concerns that many people are not being safe and considerate of others when they're out and about in public by not wearing masks and not observing social distancing. For the past 4 months, we have been closely following the recommendations of the CDC and the Minnesota Department of Health. Face coverings are strongly recommended, but so far have not been required by the state or nationally. Our experts in public health are understandably concerned about patchwork regulations that might limit the effectiveness of public health policies or worse, create confusion or even worse, resistance. So we have held off on a local requirement regarding face coverings. But after hearing from so many of you, and hearing from Dr. Kelly that community spread is occurring, we've decided that it's reasonable to consider some stronger measures to protect our residents and to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Wearing a mask is one of the multiple steps we're asking the community to take to help us live with COVID-19, and we all need to do our part in keeping our community strong. This Monday, July 13th, I will be issuing a proclamation that requires the use of face coverings in all Bloomington City-owned buildings and strongly encourages the use of masks in public places like stores and offices throughout the city of Bloomington. On Monday, July 27th, the City Council has scheduled a public hearing to consider an ordinance to require the wearing of masks throughout the community. Frankly, I'm hoping and actually expecting that Governor Walz will act before then. Having a statewide order is much better than a patchwork of city requirements. But we have authority and powers as a local community health board in Bloomington to take actions to protect public health. We are committed to doing just that. Recently, the City of Bloomington conducted an online poll to learn how residents were faring 3 months into the COVID-19 pandemic. We were really pleased with the turnout. More than 1,000 residents responded. What we found out was that uncertainty and isolation are top concerns. Respondents were asked to rate how much of a problem various aspects of the pandemic have been. The issues most commonly rated as major or moderate problems were not knowing when the pandemic will end and not feeling in control, followed by feeling alone and feeling nervous, anxious, or on edge. When asked to rate the health of their households, 81% of respondents said their physical health was excellent or good, 75% said their economic health was excellent or good, and 67% rated their emotional health as excellent or good. Respondents also shared the challenges and problems they're facing because of COVID-19. A common concern was not feeling safe in public buildings when others weren't wearing masks. We've heard your concerns, and in response, we're taking steps to make it safer for you to go out in public, whether it's a face mask proclamation or allowing restaurants to temporarily expand outdoor dining areas to limit the spread of COVID-19. We have another opportunity coming up for you to share your input with us. We're conducting our annual resident survey later this month to measure satisfaction with city services. Approximately 3,000 households will be selected to participate in this random sample scientific poll. If you aren't selected to participate in the random sample survey, you will have an opportunity to fill it out when the poll opens online to the general public in August. We'll let you know when it's ready for your input. Folks, I can't stress enough how important these surveys are right now when it's so difficult for us to meet with you in person. Please do share your input with us, whether it's through a survey or by calling or email either the city staff, council members, or me. We want and we need to hear what you have to say about your local government. A couple of weeks ago, I shared with you that the Bloomington City Council had approved a Small Business Emergency Assistance Loan Program. This week, the Bloomington Port Authority, which will administer the program, signed off on it and will soon begin rolling it out. Here's how it will all work. We're making a total of $1 million available in forgivable loans of up to $7,500 each to businesses that have fewer than 20 employees and less than $2 million of annual revenue. The loans can be used to pay salaries, rent or mortgages, utilities, and any other operating costs. Business owners will need to show that they've been impacted by COVID-19 or that they're covered by the governor's executive orders. Sole proprietors, independent contractors, and self-employed folks in Bloomington can also tap into the program. We're including $300,000 of funding for these types of businesses, again as forgivable loans up to $3,000 each. In total, we're directing more than $1.3 million towards small businesses in Bloomington, because we know, and you know, that small business is at the heart of every community. We also know that many businesses, especially those owned by women and people of color, often have less access to resources and lending. So we'll be directly reaching out to those businesses. We expect there to be more demand than there are dollars, so we do anticipate a random selection process once we receive applications. Details for how to apply are on the City of Bloomington's website, and you can help us promote this. If you know a small business owner in the City of Bloomington, make sure you tell them about this program. Applications will open up on Tuesday, July 21st, and will be accepted until Monday, August 3rd. Well, that's a wrap for this week's Council Minute. Stay safe, Bloomington.